let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at R-Truth returns to WWE and Triple H listens to the fans. There seems to be plenty of confusion following R-Truth's appearance at the end of Money in the Bank, as fans are wondering whether Truth was really released from WWE. As this didn't come from any dirt sheets, this came from Truth himself, who tweeted out the news saying that he'd been released and his contract was not going to be renewed. But now, since we saw the return of R-Truth at Money in the Bank, some fans are wondering whether they were worked, or whether we were worked. One fan asked Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp whether Truth's alleged departure was a work, with Sapp replying, "If it was, he worked people in the company in private conversations, which I don't expect is what happened." However, PW Insider outlined the real Truth and reported that Truth is now officially back in WWE and will use his real name Ron Killings, at least for now. The current belief is that WWE made the decision to bring him back within the last 72 hours. Corey Hayes of BodySlam.net also added they decided to bring Truth back after the backlash from employees and fans. WWE definitely could not ignore the negative backlash regarding R-Truth's release. Fans had hijacked Raw, SmackDown, and even NXT. There was no way that they could ever ignore the backlash, and it seems that finally they listened to the fans, which was a great move.
What's going on, everybody? It's Info here. I'm back on the video. Back on the video channel. Today's video, we're here to do another Random Talk video. And I know, I'm sorry, I'm late for the party. I know it's been about almost like a week right now that this whole thing happened. So I figured why not talk about it, because obviously I want to talk about it, and obviously it's still me, watching the product of the company, which is WWE, of course. And I figured why not talk about this, because this was a huge news that happened a while ago. I know I'm late for the party. I don't need to hear that in the comment section. Please don't do that type of shit. But anyway, besides that though, um, today's video, of course, another Red Talk video, and of course, we're gonna be talking about, of course, is R-Truth has returned. Of course, he is back in WWE after like a lot of outrage that happened over the past couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying, that happened. You know what I'm saying? If you guys did not know, I think it was the last Saturday Night Live. He was going against John Cena. You know what I'm saying, and obviously he lost against John Cena for the WWE Championship. Next thing you know, he got fired within I think a couple of days or two. I think a couple of days, whatever, because he was going against Jeff Cobb. You know what I'm saying, and he lost against him, unfortunately, and he got released. And man, there was so much outrage that was going on. A lot of people were not happy about this shit, and then it was getting so bad to the point where people were actually going to Lily in the comment section of WWE to like comment, "We want Truth back, we want Carlito, we want all those people back." And saying, and crazy enough, I thought that there was no way it was gonna work, and no way they was gonna bring back Truth. But I was one of those people that actually did not mind them bringing back Truth. You know what I'm saying? And Truth, I really thought that he was gonna retire. When it said done WWE, because it's the only place they could think of him actually calling a career in WWE, because how much he give back. You know what I'm saying? The only thing he's missing for Truth, honestly, is a world title. If he could get that, he could just call a career retired and it'd be in the Hall of Fame. Well, he probably gonna be Hall of Fame regardless, with or without the title. But that's not here, that's not there. Um, yeah, so that happened, and then we go to the Money in the Bank, where there was a match between Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, who was world heavyweight champion at the time, going against John Cena, who's the current WWE champion as I'm recording this, against Logan, and then of course with Logan Paul. So it was a Logan Paul, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. They was having a tag team back and forth thing. All it was decent for the most part, right? Next thing you know, the biggest part come happening, you know what I'm saying? Somebody with a hoodie on, and it was our freaking Truth. Our Truth came back and attacked John Cena, the man who literally beat him for the WWE Championship, you know what I'm saying? At Saturday Night Live, and he ended up, just being so serious. Like his demeanor went very, very serious, and he returned within like a couple of days after he got released. It was just insane. And to think about it, man, it was just crazy to think about. I was like, I hope they bring back Truth. But if they don't, then it is what it is. At least they give him something like a Hall of Fame or something like that. That would really be cool. But regardless, it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Actually, it did matter, because I did have my R2 coming back. I thought he was gonna retire. You know what I'm saying? As a WWE competitor. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like the legit home. I will say that's best for him. But then got fired. Now also he came back during the time when there was a feud that was going on between between no Cody Rhodes and John Cena, with Logan Paul and Jey Uso having their feud. It was crazy to think about, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that what I'm saying, that he returned at a time, and I think it was in Money in the Bank. Did I say SummerSlam? No, I didn't see no SummerSlam. It was in the Money in the Bank. Yeah, it was the Money in the Bank with the whole thing happening with the whole Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. And then towards the end of the match, when John Cena looked like he was about to hit him with the belt, and then R2 came in behind and said, "Nope, I'm gonna hit you with the belt." Took off his hoodie and everything. It was just insane. I didn't think. I mean, for sure, we all. I thought, I was like, "Oh, well, who's that?" And I wasn't sure it was gonna be R Truth tonight, and next note it was R Truth. While going now as Ron Killings, which I don't know about Ron Killings, that's his real name. Um, and it's crazy. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, he actually came back. Like they actually listened. Like the WWE universe literally got their voice be heard, and that shows you proof right there that if you can speak on some things that like that you're not comfortable, you always speak it out. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I know not everything's not everything that WWE please nowadays is going to please everybody. But the fact of the matter is that the fact that you release someone who's literally giving their all to the company back is just it's just so stupid. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you release a guy named R Truth who's given all his company for like over 17 plus years, it's sad, and it's ridiculous. And then they brought him back at a time where it was really good, because now, what I'm saying, he could be something useful with this whole John Cena title reign now. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm very looking forward to this whole thing with now, as I'm recording this, a new character, you know what I'm saying? Well, the character he was before he came to WWE. Well, actually, he was a character that was in WWE, but then he got released like first time out, went to TNA and become an NWA title, NWA champion 2 times. You know, talk about, what I'm saying, Ron Killings, which is his real name. You know, what I'm saying, Ron Killings is very serious art truth character, and it's more likely that's going to be the case. I mean, as I'm recording this, I say June 15, 2025 is going to be going up on June 6th of 2025, which is on Monday. It's like going to be recorded like after Father's Day or whatever. So yeah, happy Father's Day to everybody who's the father, whatever, other kids. And yeah, what I'm saying, but nonetheless though, uh our truth is back, and now he's going as his new character called Ron Killings. He's been over, I say, a decade. It's been ever since he left the TNA back in the original TNA days. He has not used the Ron Killings character. He's been using this R True character that's just funny, comedic, whatever. He was serious at one point. We had that Rock Killings feeling at one point back in when he was a heel with the whole little Jimmy thing with John Cena at the first time. You know what I'm saying? But then, CM Punk and the whole pipe on situation thing, yeah, they had to cut that off. But it was pretty cool to see him as a heel. That was my favorite part about R Truth, honestly, was him being heel. He was taken serious. People started actually taking him seriously, because even when he did came back in the WWE, when he second came back, what I'm saying, no one took him seriously when he was just trying to get into the character. But then even when he was a comedian, no one took him seriously. I liked where people were start to take you for granted, you know what I'm saying? And then now they started to take you very seriously now. And I think that's what we're looking at with our truth now. People were not taking him seriously at first, and then he turned heel. People were taking him seriously. Then he went back to being comedian. People weren't taking him seriously. He was being funny and fun, which is cool with it. So not every character you see in WWE don't have to be serious. But for our truth, what I'm saying, for his character, or the comedian thing, it was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if he's serious or not. But when we go into the Rock Killings thing, this is serious right here, and I'm glad that they bring him back to Rock Killings. It's my favorite R True type of character I like, because now people started taking him seriously and actually make him understand what he's capable of, and what he can do and bring it to the table. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what our truth can do. And I'm just happy. Oh, I should say Ron Killings if you want to say that. But I'm just happy that he's back. That's pretty cool. Obviously Monday Night Raw, John Cena talking shit about the whole fans and the media, keyboard warrior shit, whatever. And then next R Truth come in and just tax him every single time. It's like he's like trying to be his nightmare or whatever. Then it's right next SmackDown. Y'all just saw before Father's Day hit. Before Father's Day hit, I think it was June. Let's see, June 13th, 2025, I believe. Then I was like Friday at SmackDown. Came in there, you know what I'm saying? John Cena was talking crap, LA Knight, Randy Orton, Cody was talking about they want to get their hands on the title. And next thing you know, um R-Truth comes in, tacked him again. And then towards the end of the show, CM Punk got this cool segment with John Cena. And then R-Truth attacked him, Ron Killings, R-Truth, whatever you want to call it. I would say Ron Truth Killings. So Ron Truth Killings ended up attacking R-Truth, you know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, CM Punk went with this. I'm sorry, the truth hurts stuff because you guys not know when CM Punk was vulnerable at the Elimination Chamber last year, in 2024, Elimination Chamber last year. Cena took advantage of a vulnerable CM Punk because Seth Rollins' curse stopped him, and then next thing you know, he he apologized. You know, John Cena apologized for tapping him out, say, "I'm sorry." Now CM Punk's getting that revenge. But it's unfortunately we're going to see CM Punk versus John Cena at the Saudi Arabia show in Night of Champions. I was hoping maybe SummerSlam, but hey, I guess they're going to saving something big over there at SummerSlam. So I guess that's what's going to be happening from here on now. But overall, I mean, it's great that we get CM Punk versus John Cena. It's the last time we were going to see it, so let's enjoy that while we can. Unfortunately, it's going to be a Saudi Arabia, of course, along with the Royal Rumble 2026. That's going to be happening to Saudi Arabia too as well. I hate that shit. But hey, listen, they got to make their money because the company at the end of the day, they got to make their money somehow, whatever. But nonetheless, though, our truth, now that he's back as this Ron Killings character, obviously he's officially now naming himself Ron Killings now, or Ron the Truth Killings, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that truth? The question is, what are they gonna do with him? Like that's my question behind this whole thing. Like there's so many options they could do with him, but I don't know what they're gonna do with him. It's very interesting they brought him back in a way that a lot of people felt like, oh well, it was just a little part of the plan type thing. Well, he like WWE meant to fire him, then bring back as a new character. You know what I'm saying? But then on the other hand, people are actually genuinely believe that WWE brought him back at the last second, whatever, to make it feel like, oh yeah, they just did this because the fans or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say that later on. You know what I'm saying? Get that out of my chest. But question is, can they do with our truth? Honestly, I mean, I'm Ron Killings right now. Ron the Killings truth right now. I mean, should he go after the WWE Championship? I mean, some people bring up the age and all this other type of stuff, which I find it funny because the WWE champion we had at the time was Jey Uso. He's 39. He was 39 years old when he was champion. He's old. You know, John Cena in his late 40s. My favorite wrestler of all time, John Cena is late 40s. He's WWE champion. He's old, you know what I'm saying? I said before, Jey Uso, who's a world heavyweight champion, 39 years old. He's old, you know what I'm saying? We're now having older and older competitors nowadays of being a world champion or champion in the company rather than the younger competitors, you know what I'm saying? Unless you're Tiffany Stratz, who's young, she's like in her 20s, or somebody else. I don't know. I can't think of. I think that's the only person I know that's young right now. That's a champion right now. It's only Tiffany Stratz. That's it. But other than that, though, a lot of competitors are old, so I don't see why Born Truth, you know what I'm saying? Now, granted, he's in his 50s and all that, but he could do something with some of these young people can't do in their 20s to be really good and athletic, you know what I'm saying? Like, our true trainer is fucking body. He's capable of putting on a show. So, with that being said, there's many options they could do with him. Now he's called himself Ron Killings. Now, the official name is Ron Killings. They could, turn him heel, obviously, make him have a heel work go after it's kind of championship, whatever. They can do that one because that's the other title he doesn't got. Or to keep him as he is, as an anti-face or whatever, and basically have him go up against John Cena. Which, by the way, next week I think is going to be John Cena versus Rock Killing. So it's going to be a rematch from Saturday Night Live. Interesting, pretty cool. I wonder what they're going to do with that one. They could do that way. Have him go after John Cena, make me like a worst nightmare to his little thing or, maybe I'm reaching. I know this is a reach, but maybe just maybe he can finally become WWE champion. I think that's the only thing that Ron Killings, in my opinion, our truth really needs to do. Honestly, is to win the WWE championship. Once he do that, I think he could call it career, whatever. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's the only thing that's really holding him back for real. Really being like taken seriously. So I don't know. I just hope, what I'm saying, that, maybe, just maybe that maybe that, he be able to capture that goal, what I'm saying, that's been like holding him back throughout his career. I mean, um, the only two championships those guys, the Intercontinental Championship or the World Championship. I mean, anything else will be great and all, but I think those two are only the two things I can see, Ron Killings can go after, and then what they could do with the archery character with Ron Killings. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. It's a tough situation, and what they decide to do with him, I'm cool with it. Just long as they don't bury his ass and make him become a jobber once again, because it'll be like, what's the point of bringing him back as his killing the cow? Is his Archer Ron Truth, Ron Killing's character when he's gonna get killed and buried? You know what I'm saying? I would hate that for R Truth because because we all want him back. We all love our truth, you know what I'm saying? And we want to see him maybe, do something. And say stay with the WWE and continue his career there, you know what I'm saying? Because been nothing but loyal to WWE for the past 17 years. So it makes sense for him to keep him there, stay him there. You know what I'm saying? I just hope that with this character change that they're doing with him, it does lead to at least something, like a good program with him. You know what I'm saying? If it doesn't lead with a title, right, it's the Intercontinental Championship or the WWE Championship or any other championship, whatever, that's fine with me as long as he's not buried as much. As long as they get him right, but we'll wait and see. You know, what I'm saying Ron Killings, I think that would be pretty interesting. You know, what I'm saying to see that happening. Went on recently. He went on like a podcast, whatever. I don't know what's called. Is it Bust the Open podcast with like said who was it? Mark Henry host that podcast along with Devon Dudley and of course Bully Ray. He put off some really, really crazy ass promos that make it feel like he's like a lean towards a heel thing, whatever thing. But I hope they should do something good with this whole thing and then just bring him back because the whole fan situation shit, you know what I'm saying? Because I would hate to do that because you having the fans, that really wants R Truth back, and then all of a sudden, um, just to treat him like he's shit, it just doesn't make any sense to me, in my opinion. And I hope that's not the route that they're doing, but only time will tell. Who knows? But speaking of which, now with that being out the way, a lot of people has been asking or wondering, is this whole thing a setup, like from WWE? Did they plan to release R Truth to get the media outcry and then all of a sudden they bring them back just to say that well it was just a just a whole prank thing or whatever. It was like basically WWE planned to like basically art release our truth and then bring him back as his new character as his Ron Killing character. Say it was all part of the plan. You know what I'm saying? Some people lean towards that idea, what I'm saying, of potentially be like, yeah, this is part of the plan and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Triple H was cooking up something. He was releasing our truth because obviously he wanted to build him up and come back and make him build him up as a Ronald Kills character, bring him back. I'm saying some people lean towards that fact that this was all just a plan of releasing our truth, change him to from our truth to Ron Killings and bring it back, and to see the whole media shock when he becomes like the serious character, like there was based a plan on it. However, there are some people out there that are saying that, this is not just a plan. It was like a last second thing because obviously, with the amount of, with our true tweeting out saying that, he's been released from WWE and all this type of stuff. And a lot of people who are wrestlers, express their gratitude and thank our truth, like The Miz, Carmelo Hayes, and of course, Rhea Ripley, they all expressed their gratitude towards our truth coming back. And then there was a commentator that was tearing up the fact that R-Truth came back. What I'm saying? The commentator, what I'm saying? It was a woman lady, I forgot her name was, she was white, whatever, but she was tearing up the fact that R-Truth came back. And then, what I'm saying, there's so many other outcries in the community, what I'm saying? Many people were just leaning towards more of the fact that WWE really genuinely, released R-Truth because they didn't feel like he was needed to be there. And honestly, that's some people saying that way. Personally, me and just me, I know some people think that I'm just doing this to be negative, whatever. I think it's personally, I'm leaning towards more of the fact that that WWE really did literally release our truth for some odd reason. I think they did do this. Like literally, they really wanted to release our truth. Like honest to God, they want to release our truth. I think that's what they're doing. The reason why I'm saying this is because, obviously with TKO and the merger with UFC and WWE thing that's going on, they make a lot more money than they have ever before in the lifespan of being in the company. You know what I'm saying? And with that, they're continuing to release wrestlers at left and right. They're not needed there, or say they didn't want to that was let go, whatever, what I'm saying, and what I'm saying, and I figure, what I'm saying, they figure why not just release like almost everybody that was not needed. They did it with a lot of the superstars that I mentioned, including our Truth. It didn't they've been doing this, with other wrestlers before our Truth situation been released. They released other wrestlers too as well. I mean, frankly, I mean, even under Vince too as well. Vince, you can even say like Vince, obviously he released a lot of wrestlers too as well, due to like to freaking I guess how should I say this, like well, not low management, like fucking like due to like paper cuts or whatever, or low pay cuts, whatever they want to call it. Nothing else extraordinary. And this is kind of the same situation, but under TKO shit. So they genuinely did not want our truth back. You know what I'm saying? Even Triple H don't wasn't so sure about our truth coming back. There was a question that they was asking about, Triple H about the whole thing, and then about the whole our truth coming back. He said, "Did you guys enjoy the show?" That's what Triple H responded with. And it got me thinking that he really did not he did not care about Archer coming back, nor answering that question. And then on top of that, you got Archer's son talking about this was a real thing. They actually did release his father, which is our truth, you know what I'm saying? And then our truth responded to a fan and I was talking about this. He said it was not a work. It was not a work. It was actually real. And you know what I'm saying? So that's three right there. And you got so many other people that generally like sad about this whole thing. The fact that our truth came back, which leads towards the report I mentioned last video I talked about our truth his release, that a lot of people were not too happy with the fact that our truth was getting released, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of leaned towards what's going on. And eventually, within a couple of days, they brought him back, but in something at the Money in Bank pay per view, which is a perfect time for them to do it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more, more proof on the side of, yeah, they genuinely want to release our truth and not bring him back, more than always just a plan. Triple H planned this whole thing around just to make people look like the release Archer really is. It's just all just a plan. But let's be real, it really wasn't a plan. It really wasn't. It was just a way of basically release him because you did not want him. There's more proof on that end more than it was just a plan thing. So that's why I was leaning towards more like, yeah, they genuinely released our truth and all that. They really wanted him to go, but because he was brought back, we brought back truth and all type of stuff because we want truth. That was going on. The whole hashtag we want truth shit was going on. The whole fan base was rallying behind over the fact that our truth came back. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good thing, you know what I'm saying? And, even though a lot of people say, well, it's just the IWC community being toxic, whatever. No, this was being toxic. This was us reuniting as one to actually feel like, truth needs to stay there. I feel like truth needs to stay there because, like, honestly, truth can be something. If you can build up to do something, you know what I'm saying? Instead of being a comedian, you could always make it become serious. They can always make a serious Archer. They've done this before, you know what I'm saying? When they made Archer serious, when he was going after John Cena the first time around, they could do it again. And guess what? They did it again, but they did it when, obviously with the whole fan base when they get backlash when they fire Archer. Now they're starting to actually do that. They could have done it years ago, I'm not gonna lie. But hey, though, it is what it is, though. So to sit there and say that it's all part of the plan, all part of the Triple H plan, I just don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? I love Triple H. I love his booking and all that type of stuff. There are some mistakes that he could have done better when it comes to his booking here and there. But I prefer Triple H booking over Vince booking any time of the day. He does a really good job. But in this situation with the whole R-Truth situation, he's not handling it pretty well. He's not doing a really good job handling things well when it comes to the situation. He could have been open and honest, but it took a lot of people, a lot of fan base to rally around and say that we want truth back. And also on top of that, though, with the whole amount of superstars, graduates was saying, thank you, trooping here and there. The reporter was like happy that their Archer was back, and then Archer's son, said that, well, that's not true, that's cap, that's a lie. They actually was genuinely releasing his dad, which is R Truth. And then R Truth even came out and said that, yeah, well, that is true. That is true. They, like the whole planning stuff. It was not planned. It was literally because of yeah, it was real. Like I was really about to get released, and until you guys came around, you know what I'm saying? So it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? And I honestly see the whole leaning towards like this wasn't an act; it was actually a real thing to come out. So yeah, but nonetheless though, Archer's back. Let's just hope that maybe he could give a run with this one. I genuinely believe, in my opinion, he should get a really good run with this whole Ron Killings thing. Whether if he's a face or a heel, it doesn't matter. I just hope that whatever they do with this Ron Killings thing situation, they continue this great run. You know what I'm saying, with the Ron Killings thing. You know what I'm saying, rather if he can maybe become WWE champion or Intercontinental champion or champion in general or have some good decent feud, whatever. Whatever the case may be, let's just hope that 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 they do something with this Ron Killings character because I genuinely believe this could be the best run that Archie probably has his entire career. Well, maybe his second best, considering the fact that he was NWA champion during the early days of TNA, which was pretty cool. He was a serious ass dude, and right now he is right now. So let's just hope and pray that they do something with this, but we'll wait and see. So with that being said, I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna stop right there. Anyways, think I'll watch it. Leave, like, subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below how you feel about Archer being back. How you liking his return so far? You think it's good, bad, or downright ugly? Let me know what you think about it down below. Honestly, I'm glad he's back. I don't care if they have to bury him or not. Actually, I do care now because there's no point in bringing him back if you're gonna bury him. It just doesn't make any sense. But hopefully, with this Ron Killings character they're doing right now, they build him up for it. You know what I'm saying, to be a really threat towards Johnson Championship, and they do something crazy with this stuff. And so far, so good. They're doing a lot of great things with this whole entire our truth, turning to Ron Killings, the character thing, and it's doing a really good job. So hopefully, Triple H continue to cook, um, and hopefully he doesn't mess it up. But if he does mess it up, man, that's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt me a lot more, but only time will tell. So, anyways, thank you for watching. Leave like, subscribe, and as always, to come out. Peace.